finish off, complete, do something with this cake that I showed you how you could stencil with air dry foam clay. So I've stenciled, I know my head's just about cut off, but I really feel like you need to see the table more than you need to see me. In all reality, I could just point the camera down to the table if we wanted to, because I think it's better that you see this than me. You know who I am. For most of you, you do. And if you don't, g'day, welcome. So we stenciled this with air dry foam clay. Now this was a little bit tricky to stencil because you're dealing with a flat stencil on a curved surface, and so it does tend to pucker. And so what you have happen is some places are a little bit thicker than others, but I don't mind it because I sort of think it fades out and it almost looks a little bit yellowish. I'm just going to turn this overhead light on. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Denise. How is everyone? Morning, Pat. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know, is that lighting better or not? Let me know whether or not I should turn that light back off. So now I'm thinking about what embellishment's going to put on here. You've got a couple of options, and I think this is one of the trickier things. G'day, Sue. How you going? Cheryl, hello. I think this is one of the tricky things when you get to going to the next level. Delmar, good morning. It's like, hey, Stephanie. Hey, dear. Is Gail on? I didn't even see her pop on. Is Gail on? I didn't even see that. I'm so sorry I missed you. It's always about like, where do you take the embellishment to finish? So you always have something in mind. Like, are you going with like an extreme cake look? Or are you going with something that's really elegant, something that's classic? Like, do you want to take it to the level of candy? Like, you know, I think that's the part where people maybe procrastinate with when it gets to this stage of the craft. And it is a thing. It is a thing. And we all do have that little process that we go through. Where do we want to take this cake? So in my mind, I want it representing ice cream. I do want it classically pretty, and I do want to incorporate one of my favorite things, which is flowers. Karen, good morning. Because I want to keep the cake feel. So I want to keep it more to a classically beautiful cake. Hey, sis. I do want to take it, I want to keep it within that classic cake, pretty, rather than going more into Candyland. So let's see where we'll go. I stenciled it, Cheryl. So on my last live, I showed you how to stencil with air dry foam clay. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that. It's a game changer, girlfriend. Absolute game changer. This is a bit tricky because flat stencil on a curved surface, but it is worth playing and experimenting with. I'm obsessed. I just saw this. I saw that and I stopped talking. That is a sign stenciled with air dry foam clay. Now, I have done other painting treatments to that. And let me know if that's something that you guys would like more assistance with. I can always run a workshop and show how to go further with the stenciling, like how to take it to the next level. But if you've missed that, go and watch that because it is a game changer. So what I think I'm going to do to start off, I think I'm going to pull this apart. And I think I'm going to do a run of double-sided tape along this. So back to where we sort of started with making our own sprinkle tape. Now I'm only going to go in with a really small, like maybe even 1/4 inch size. Rochelle, good morning. Hey, I did not have a look at my post this morning where I posted about the sale. Is everyone ready for a sale? And we're going to apply, and I think while I was doing the sprinkle tape, somebody did suggest you could do it this way, which you certainly can. So we're just going to put the double-sided tape on first. I'm going to cut that to size. But before we do anything else, I think we really want to clean up the top of that cake, and I do have to leave you. Say good day to Charles. Charles the Snowman, say good day to him while I grab a piece of sanding paper. Just got to slam the cupboard too. It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the process. You can't grab sanding paper without slamming the cupboard. Now, you can't sand wet clay. You can only sand dry clay. And you do have to be a bit careful that you don't chip out your project. This is going to give you a nice rounded, flatter edge. I would recommend you do this before you start your craft. I should have done it first, but if I do it first, then I'm only telling you, right? I'm not showing you. Big difference. And this is going to give you a nice finish. Because my finish is still like a little bit of the schmear. Good morning, Joe. Guys, let me know if anyone new jumps on. I think I could almost use a knife there. I've got a big chunk there. Now, all these details, all this fussing, makes a big difference on your finished items. There you go, I just knocked that chunk clean out of there. Oh, who was that? Who was that just jumped on? I missed that. Just give me a little clean up here. Just get that residue off that table. Get that on there. And then we're going to go in with Flanberry. I think Flanberry is a beautiful sprinkle mix. So we are going on sale. It's the 9th and the 10th of May. It's going to be, I think, the biggest sale and probably the most product that I've ever put on sale. So you don't want to miss that. Set your calendars. So I'm going to put my Flanberry down there. I've got a little cross over there, but it should be okay. Just going to lift my double-sided tape. It's always like I'm trying to peel this stuff. There we go. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. By geez, I think I've got it. We're just going to roll that in our sprinkle mix. Now this is not perfect, it does shed, but if you get enough on there, and I'm sort of pressing hard, rolling that pretty hard, if you get enough on there, by the time you put your finish on this, hopefully you get like still a nice covering. I'm sort of really mushing that. The sprinkles are well and truly going to hold up because they're air dry for polymer clay, baked polymer clay. They are not going to break at all. But I do want to, especially the one thing that you get, because the polymer clay is quite chunky, you don't get 100% coverage over that tape. But you can go back with glitter and glitter over the top, and that will just help, I think, cover in those blank spaces in the tape. But the good thing about doing it like this is very controlled, way more controlled than any other way of putting your sprinkles on. See that nice little line of sprinkles we've got going on there? What do you say about the light? Leave the light on. How's your color with the light? Really bugs me that everything's... I was really hoping that we weren't back to front over here. And the other thing is I can't see the chat. So if you ask me a question, you have to either keep asking it to get my attention, like let me know that you're going to ask it and then I'll keep looking up, or you've got to go back and put a question on the replay. Do you like that? Do you think that looks beautiful? It's a nice controlled way of doing that, isn't it, Denise? It's not a lot, but it's, like I said, I really want to keep some elegance about this craft. I'm just going to shake these down into the corner. I'm going to play it out. Yeah, you agree. Yeah, it is really a are very neat. For those people that are really neat. Oh, did you do some with fruit punch? Oh, that would have been beautiful. Oh, that would have been beautiful because fruit punch was a gorgeous. Don't have any fruit punch left. It was a gorgeous mixture. Quite colourful. But I do love Flamberry. You got your passport yesterday? Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Oh, shoot your leg. G'day, Jennifer. How you going, girl? Now, okay, so when we talk about our steps of what we're going to do, we've done that. Now, I think we should probably just get some spreadable clay. We'll get some spreadable from what we've used the other day. Just going to pinch out. I said Wednesday, but that's your Tuesday, yeah. My Wednesday in Australia is your Tuesday, yep. We might just, you're getting so excited. Oh, that's awesome. I'm just going to break that piece off. Now, we really should cut this down. Just going to get a nicer finish if we cut it down. And I'm telling you, if you haven't migrated to gluing your stuff on with your spreadable clay, make sure you do, because when you use hot glue to put glitter foam sheet on, you can see the lines of the hot glue. I am taking off a little bit of cake there, if you can see that. So you can see the lines. This is a lot neater. You don't get the lines in it. So we're just going to put some spreadable clay around. Not too close to the edge because I'll push it out to the edge. Doesn't matter if it is a little bit messy though, because you are going to end up putting piping around it. What can't she get? She can't get a volume. Oh no. You can't hear me. That's not good. Remember, use your spatula with your angle, because that makes it so much easier for you to be able to spread flat when you're using your spatula with the angle of the handle. I'm going to try and work clean here. We just hit that with a little bit of water. This is our base. I'm sure this is our base. Now, what else did I want to do to the base? Did I want to do anything else to it? I know I had another piece of paper towel here. We're going to flip this over and we're going to put it on our glitter foam sheet. Now, glitter foam sheet, the sparkle is on the bottom. You want me to hold some coconut for you, okay, love? Yeah, I'll try and remember. You might have to PM me. Send me a message, Denise, just in case. You know, with some things, I'm not real good at remembering. I think I will remember, but I just don't want to forget because I think I'm down to 2 bags, girl. So just send me a PM. I'll check it as soon as I get off here and then put it to the side for you. Now, I think I've got too much overhang here. Yep, no worries, darling. See that? I think I've got too much overhang there. I just don't think with the icing that I'm going to do that I'm going to cover that. So I am going to trim that now. The best thing about putting a piece of foam sheeting at the base is if you're going to put this in a tree as a decoration, it's not going to weight your tree down. And also for me, if I was to sell this, it's much lighter for me to ship than it would be if I put a cake board underneath it, because the cake board's already adding to a considerable amount of weight. But it makes a huge difference using the spreadable clay to glue that on rather than hot glue, because hot glue you'll see ripples and you'll see lines all through it. Let me know, have you seen that before? I don't know if she's telling me good thinking or if she's telling Karen Waddle good thinking. One of the Karens is thinking good today. think I'm going to do green, white, green piping because I've got a green drip. So I think, do I need to do anything else to the bottom cake? I don't think I do. So I think I can assemble this now. I'm going to put some clay. You use your earpods. Oh, it's not you. Okay. I'm wondering what else do I want to do to that. You love your cake? Now, I could have trimmed the top of this cake and I didn't. Probably wouldn't hurt, especially if you've got a lot of lumps and bumps in it, a lot of excess icing up the top of it too. Just going to push it out to the side. Now, I want to be careful with this one because I don't know how well I'm going to get the colours. Bobby? I think the male lady's here. Is that Chrissy? He's on the chain and I can't get him off. That'll have to do, guys. I might put a little bit of water on there. And you will find that when you've got the water on there, just makes this a little bit more slick. Makes it a bit more tacky. Oh, don't push that out there, Karen. You don't want that. What? It's like, what? Blue clues? What? I don't know what that means. Now, you can pick a part of this. I've got a couple of marks in that one. So let's put that to the back. But the other thing we have to do is we have to line this up. So we might have to just push that and take the stick out for now. Oh, now Lily's going to bark. What's going on here today? Most important thing is that that one is sitting on the top of that one and you've got sort of like an even gap around here. I think that's not too bad. Oh, it's a cartoon. You jump too. You see that? So I think we've got an even gap around the double layer. Now, I'm thinking about my piping. I think I'm going to go 1M, 1M, 1M. I just want to decide what I'm going to do here. What I'm going to do on the top. I think we might just spread some clay on the top. I've got pink. Oh, is that still spreadable? I think this will, oh, it feels a bit rubbery. I might just roll out a piece. Let's just roll out a piece for that. I'll just grab some pink. Oh, do I not have that colour? Never fear, we got some. Yeah, someone's arrived. Lily doesn't normally say anything anymore because she doesn't hear anything and sees very little. Now, let's get a bit of a guide here. As for a circle, that's definitely not one. That's way too big. I might just have to put this upside down on it. I think I will. This is very, 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 very stiff clay. I don't think you're going to see much of it by the time I'm finished. I really don't think you're going to see too much of this pink, so I'm not going to fuss with it too much. Yeah, exactly, Trace. How are you this morning? Exactly. She thought, yeah, she better go out and support him. Chrissy's been away, so Bob hasn't seen her. That's quite thick because it's rubbery. Now, I think what we're going to do now, you always have to make sure that you keep going back and just double checking that that layering hasn't moved too much. I'm going to get a palette knife. You hit the like button. Jennifer, you are so beautiful. I think it'll take us a while to get more people watching us over here. I don't know why a lot of my Facebook people have not come across. Wonder why that is. This is not going to be super neat, but I think we'll get away with it. So remember, even the drip on the side up here was done with stenciled clay. It was a little bit tricky, I can tell you. But I really do think you should persevere, because you're going to come up with some amazing, amazing finishes. Gee, that's not cutting. That's how rubbery that clay is. So before I go too far with this, I will be, that's rough. Before it sets too much, make sure that that's still even. Make sure it's still even around the bottom, and make sure you've still got that even gap there. That's not too bad. We're going to use a little bit more of our spreadable white clay. I must have a cutter or something about that shape, surely. Don't you reckon? I'd have to. Worst thing is always, you know, like trying to hold it. Often I'll put a skewer in it, but sometimes, depending on how much pressure you need to put on it, the skewer just doesn't cut it as well. That's not too bad though. Definitely that angled spatula helps big time. I'm really not sure what to do here. Let's get that off there. I'm doing this step thinking about my next step, which is what piping do I want to do. Bit of water. Oh my gosh, it looks like that has been absolutely hacked at. It really, really, really looks like I gave the scissors to a 2-year-old and asked them to cut that out for me. Oh, that's horrendous. Yeah, Tracy, I think so. I think the big cake cutters, there would have been, I think the middle size one probably would have been the right size for that. But hey, just in case somebody doesn't have those cutters, you know, you can do it this way, but do it a bit neater than I did, because like I said, it looks like I asked a 2-year-old to cut that out. That's pretty ordinary. But it goes to show, doesn't it, that sometimes even when you do an ordinary step, you can still end up with a really nice looking piece at the end of it. Yeah, it's not good, trust me. It's not good, but we'll wait to see what it looks like finished. Now my glue my clay that I used to glue this on is seeping outside. That's what I'm getting on my hand. Now I always got to remember what is my front. So I've got a really messy, and I'm not lying when I say that, really messy outside edge. So I'm going to want to cover that. I have got this little flat. It's like flat one side, and then it's got little grey, like, you know, like you can use it for the basket weave. I'm thinking if I just do that and do a trim like that, that might help tidy up that side. Or do we put sprinkles on it? Oh, we might do that first. Oh man, we should have done that before we put that together. Is Becky on? G'day, Becky. We should have done it before we did this, but we didn't do it, but too bad. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's get the flamberry out again. Hey, Colette, good to see you on, love. I'm still working out exactly what I'm doing here. Now, this is, I'm gonna have to, I dislike having to use a whole nother bag. I'm going to use one of these bags. I don't tend to use these bags very often anymore, because these are the bags that have got seam down them. And the seam gets in your way a lot of times when you're piping. Do you just find that? whereas these other bags don't have a big seam on them. And so I actually want to just push this clay into there, just because this clay, I cut that bag quite big and it's going to be too big to give me the size finish I want on the edge of that cake. All hands now, all fingers now. Can you see okay? Really going to squeeze that out. I mean, I've got tons and tons of spreadable clay made up, but even because I've got tons of it made up, I don't like wasting. Try and use it up as much as I can. I've actually got a fair bit over there that needs to be used. I'll probably add another colour to it and then spread cake with it. Yeah, it was a bit fresh for you guys. Yeah, it's beautiful up here. Absolutely beautiful weather up here today. The sky is so blue. It's just glorious. So now we're going to cut this smaller, just so that I can. And what I'm going to focus on is not so much I'm going to start the back. I'm not going to focus so much on my clay as to where does my green line start? This cake might be a little bit disjointed, as in that typically the green drip would, if this is going to have sprinkles on it, the green drip would have sprinkles on it. But anyhow, so I'm trying to line this one up. Now this is not as good as using double-sided tape for keeping it neat. This is going to spread. This is spreadable. As you hit it with the sprinkles, it's going to spread and it's going to go wider. But I'm going to do a second layer as well. And I might not need to use that little, see what I mean about that stinking seam gets in the way? I mean, that looks like a dog's breakfast right now, right? That is as messy as. Can you see that? That is as messy as. Oh, just threw a strawberry off the table. I love this mixture. It's got pink and red strawberries in it. Now, what is the best way to try and do this? I'm sure that's not the best way, but it's how we're going to go. I have got a little bit of a patch that I did in this cake that you can see it a bit. And I'm hoping I did push that to the back. Man, I've got clay in the middle of my plate. See how much it spreads out? It looks nice though, doesn't it? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Oh, now I'm knocking sprinkles off my sprinkle tape. Put that one back on there. I'll just make sure that the front is really nice, and I could probably do with, it's not bad. We love sprinkles. We do love our sprinkles. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. I think I've now eliminated the need to go around the outside edge with that smaller nozzle. I think I have. So we're going to go, wonder if I should do my flower placement first. I probably shouldn't. I wonder if I might not put any cream up the top. I may not put any icing up the top. Unless I do that little one sort of upwards, like instead of laying it flat and rippling it, whether I do it sideways and it creates like a little bit of a basket look on the outside. Maybe I could do that. I could maybe do that. So what was I going to do? I thought I had to do green up the top. Green, white, green. So we're going to go green on the bottom. So I just put a 1 end in there and I've already got green clay ready to go. Cut a good chunk off because I'm going to just sit that down inside there. A lot of times I don't like using these bags as a cover bag. They're very slippery. Whereas if you use these as the cover bag, you can tend to hold them better and they don't slip around in your hand so much. Now we are going to need a piece of fake paper. Because our cream has to cover that glitter foam sheet. It's going to be a big cake. This is going to be a big cake. So we want to be piping this on the cake, but it is going to go all the way down onto here. Yeah, you found that too. They're slippery, yeah. This is a pretty big cake, so I may need more clay. Now, I wish that wasn't wet because I'm probably going to turn it like this. So I'm going to go up on the cake. Oh, don't turn the cake. Now this lime green that I used, number 24, was a bit rubbery. And so because I had to beat it for a long time to sort of get it to the consistency I wanted, it's got a little tiny bit of pitting in it. But I think it'll still look fine. Yeah, I think it's over there. I did have the poppies on it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, the cake slices on it. Oh, look, so much, ow. Oh, it just hit me funny bone and that ain't funny. So much for my big plan of doing a regular auction, right? Can you just, like, time, like, you don't want to harp on it, right? But time just goes so fast. There just never seems to be enough time to do everything that you're sort of planning. Now, will you be able to see this well enough? I think that, oh yeah, I think that height's great. Come on, look at those colours. Look at those colours. They're so good. They're so good. Just going to get that sprinkle off there. Just so beautiful. Of all the places for me to stop piping was right at the very front. Now I am going to wipe that nib just to make sure that that's going to flow out nice and neat because I want to start this off nice. I wouldn't be surprised if my clay's going to fall. Looking at that, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a bit soft. I think I'll get away with it on the bottom. I definitely won't get away with that on the top though. Oh my gosh, I am so close to running out. Not going to be able to pipe that. I've got too many strokes left to be able to pipe with that. I'm going to have to put some more in here. I can do either two things. I can pop that bag out, cut this bag and pop that bag straight in. And we will do that. This clay's a bit soft. And that is one of the things when you really don't want rubbery clay. It is losing its piping big time. Exactly the same colour. Well, that's annoying. I don't know if you can see that. What you see it do is it really loses the edge. Those colours are so pretty, right? It loses its edge. Well, this one we're going to do really classic. We're not going to do so much Candyland with this one. We're going to do classic. We are going to use some ice creams. But definitely we will do some with the upside down. All right, this is going to be interesting. Okay, well, let's go in with the white. Let's go in with the white and see how that works. I feel like I should douse that in glitter now while it's so wet. Although the glitter will pull it down even further, but I reckon let's just do that. We'll get our big garden planter base. We're going to sit the whole turntable in that. And while that's so wet, let's just go around with our glitter. Wouldn't it be great if that was just a little bit shorter? That was falling straight into the tray. Let's just do that. Because that is really quite soft. Don't worry, I'll capture all this glitter. Well, there's a good way of doing it. Look, just to make sure it gets in around that base. Look, just flick that up a little bit. I'll let you know if it, if it falls too much. I'll try and get most of that off. Please be kind to me. I'll be happy with that. Can you see that? Doesn't it just sparkle and shine? It's looking good. I'm going to keep that because we might do that with the white on the top too. We may do that with the white on the top. Okay, so what we'll be doing, we're going back to our bag. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's go in with another 1M nozzle. Just be careful with the 1Ms because they can catch it. Glittery goodness, right? Glittery goodness right there. I did have my big gold ice cream too, and I sort of figured about putting it on, but I think it needs to go onto a longer one. I think I'm going to do sort of like a slab for the glittery cone. The really luxe glittery cone. Like I thought about laying it on there, but I thought it needed to like maybe go into a long slab. White. Now the white is, I think, firmer. But be aware of that. If you try and soften down, you don't think you've got any green. Well, if you order when I go on sale, make sure you grab some. I don't think, I think if you're trying to use rubbery clay, you're not going to get the best result in your piping. Because that is honestly what is wrong with that. The clay was really rubbery. And so then the amount of glue and the amount of mixing I have to do to it. Now I want this quite big because I want it to cover that whole surface. I could do, but if I do like that, I've got to make sure that every swirl comes back over. I could do that. It's number 26. I think I'm going to do like these big cream swirls like this. Let me stop and have a look. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful, girls. Look at that. That's beautiful, right? And then that's covering up our whole ledge. No, it's number 24. Okay, thank you. Yeah, number 24, you're right. That's beautiful. So I'm really piping that in a circle. I'm bringing my nozzle forward towards me and then just coming back and piping a circle on that. Oh, your numbers are faded. It looks like a lime green. It's the only one that looks like a lime green, doll. I love that effect. The only thing sometimes I don't like is when it looks a little uneven, and it probably of all the places for it to be a bit uneven is at the front, but I'm probably just being particular. I am pretty particular. I do love that. Okay. I don't think we're going to do anything else to the top. I think we'll put that back in our glitter tray. I think we'll glitter that white now. I think we'll glitter the white now. I was just looking at that going, can I patch that a little bit? And then I'm saying to myself, don't do it. I'm saying to myself, don't do it. My white was quite firm, so I don't think it's going to fall up there. I think it's going to be okay. Now remember, I'm already worried about my green being soft. Yeah, the 24 is, it's got no royal in it. It doesn't have the word royal in it. I think it was called fluoro green, but it's now called lime green, but it's number 24. So remember, I'm already concerned that my bottom layer is a bit soft. Don't keep knocking this too much, because every time you knock it, every time you bump it, it's falling more and more and more. So we have to keep that in mind. But there's nothing I can do because right now I need to work it, so. I need to be careful here. All right, that's the best that I'm going to get that glitter off for now. I can get more off later when it's dry, but for now, let's just leave it like that. We've got a nice coating over the top of our clay. Can you see that? And I'm obsessed with these colors. We did that beautiful cake up there with the bunny in these colors. So you could imagine putting these together straight away. You're really doing a nice collection. Now, I think I've got these. I have another range of little icy pearls that we did like on a little video on YouTube. I'm sure it was on YouTube, but they're not finished off. These ones have got their stems. It's nice, hey Denise? These ones got their stems painted and they've already got their little bows on. So I've got 3 of them and I think I will go with 3. And then I'm going to put flowers all over it because that's my jam. That's my thing. That's what I do. So I've got some pretty hydrangea. Hydrangeas are one of my favourite flowers, but it's hard for me to say that I have a favourite flower because I just love them all so much. So I probably don't want the cream. I probably don't want the cream versions. Or will it be nice? Let me just have a look. Oh, I think it's still pretty. Let me go with oh my goodness, clay everywhere. Now I might take this cake down off that cake turner while I work with it like this. Just because I don't want to go pushing a flower in and accidentally push it off the cake turner. You do have to be careful of anything hitting the sides of it. And like I said, I'm already working that green clay way too much. I can already tell I am. Now I'm going into styrofoam, which can be a bit tricky, and I have got a wet top on this. Well, I've got some height there. Oh my gosh. Don't you just even, as soon as you even get to that stage and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Now I've got this beautiful filler. However, I might just pluck it there. Just pull those off and then I'm going to change them out and put those onto some little skewers just to give me a bit more height on these. Now I do not have my glue gun on. I'm going to need my glue gun. Not going to be able to do that without gluing them because they're just going to pop straight off. Unless I'll try switching it over. I'll see if a toothpick is slightly thinner and it might hold it a bit better for me. I don't think it is. I think a toothpick's about the same. Yeah, I'm just going to slide straight off. All right, we'll leave that to heat up. We'll use those. You love those flowers? And then I've got these absolutely beautiful roses. The foliage is pretty fake. The foliage is pretty fake. You know, if you want to get real touch florals and stuff like that, you can. You're going to pay for them. Now that one there, I don't know if I need to separate that. Okay, I've only got the one rose and then like this is like a hydrangea. So what I'm going to do is go back into there with that. It's already got a little bit of this type of filler on there. And then I'm going to put this one, and I think I'm going to lay my greenery back through there. I'm going to put this one down in here. And I'll just move that around. See that? See that? There's no room for ice creams. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. There's no room for ice creams. Got lots of gap at the back. So I might have to expend a little bit more. You must get more florals. I love working with florals. Ooh. I love working with my florals. Just remember, if you're selling it, all of this has got to come into play. That's when I sold my fondant cakes. I did not sell them inexpensively because there was so much work in them and so much expense just with the, you know, the different materials that made them up. What the heck happened to that? Now I've got no ice creams in there yet. I might not even have room for ice cream, which wouldn't matter because it still looks beautiful. Where's my stem gone? Oh no. Okay, is that telling me don't put that one in? That might be telling me don't put that one in. I've got these really cute little roses here. I just want to see if I can pluck these. I sure can. Because the stems on these are so plastic, they've just got no strength to poke in. This is like a little carnation. Almost like a little carnation. Gee, some of those would be pretty around there. You reckon that's stunning? Now I'm in two minds. Now I'm in two minds. Okay, I'm going to leave this just with that much foliage. I may put a couple of these little carnations down around that middle layer, I think. Let me just have a look what I got going on here. Lucky I've got no wet icing on the top. Yeah, by the time I put my fillers in, I think I'm going to be happy with that. And then I want to come in with my ice creams. Oh my gosh, maybe I just want this color. Is that so beautiful, Jen? Guess what? Have a look at where the front of your cake is, your fruit cake. Oh man, please come out. Oh, that's already so stuck. Have a look where the front of your cake is and make sure you line your ice creams up accordingly. I don't want to snap that off its little popsicle stick. Have a look at that. Have a look at that with that. Oh my gosh, it's sort of thinking, I've got no purple on this cake anywhere. I've got no yellow and purple on this cake anywhere. I'm almost thinking that I'm just going to put a couple little pop tarts in that, pop ones in that, and leave that as the feature. Megan, you are so beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm just glad that like it makes you happy, and that you get my vision. I really am thinking that I'm going to leave that as the feature, because I can include these, but they don't really go. And we're going classic, we're going classy, we're going elegant, and color, matching that color is super important. So, but to keep some fake bake, this is the little bouquet that I made out of those pops the other day. And again, this was not something that I went to a lot of trouble. This is just a concept and idea. Let's go with that one. Isn't this just fun to be able to do this and go, okay, I'll just have that one and I'll have this one. Let's go with keep with the greens. That's the purple. That's a blue. A blue won't hurt because that's sort of blue. And then I've got this one. Then I've got this one. I don't have a lot of pink in here. I think I'm just going to go with this many. Yeah, you love it without the popsicle, yeah. And you can definitely do that, but because I've got the word ice cream on there and I wanted to have that ice cream element, that's why I'm persevering. But you could definitely do this without it. It's a beautiful cake. It's a beautiful cake without it. But we're going to bring some more of the fake bake element in. Holy shamoly, I could have cut that stem. And now what I'm doing is I'm working my colour. See that? See the addition of that? You're loving it, Deb? Now, I may just go with this colour, actually. This one's fine because of the colour of the hydrangea. Have I got another one of that colour? Let me have a look before I do too much more. Let me have a look. Do I have one more of that colour? Oh, I do, but it's got a holly on it. Oh, I do, but it's got a holly on it. Okay, well, I have got a soft pink. And that's like a cerise, so I'm just going to use these before I go too patterny. See you, Colette! Oh my goodness, I adore this thing. Oh, I love fussing with stuff like this, hey? I really do. Now, this would be an expensive cake, right? Because think about all the different elements in it. See you, Tracy. Think about all the different elements in it. And a lot of our little cake pops are around the back and stuff. I really feel like I need one in there. I feel like I need one in here as well. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the height out. Ooh. So you can make up your bases, but a lot of times it's really about how are you going to finish off your project, because that's what makes the difference. I think I might have cut that too short. Absolutely stunning. I don't know if I've got any room left for any filler flowers. Oh, I love that so much. I know the cake pops aren't ice cream, but it's got the drippy on it and stuff, and I think it still goes with it really, really well without being too intentional. I have got a mold in case I wanted to put some ice creams around the side, but I really don't think I do. Now, I'm going to hope my glue gun is hot enough. And we probably go, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 5 of these little fellas. But then I have got this bigger rose, but I think that might take away. I think I might just do the carnation on there. bring my hot glue gunner over. And I've got 2 darker pink, 3 lighter pink, so I better start with the light pink. Oh, come on now. I picked the worst possible flower to start with. This one has not got its hole in it. There we go. Just don't want these pulling straight out. And I don't want to mush them down right into the icing. I don't need a ton of stem on them. I do want to reuse that though. I love the flower, the colours that are in the tops of those flowers. Oh, if you go too far, it comes straight out the top of the flower. Don't hit my cake. I'll be careful of that, don't I? I am being a bit naughty and just pushing that. Gotta fix that one. That stem. Straight in my glue gun. Just got to pull these out. What did you say? You something about something you suggested about stenciling? Stenciling work or something? Oh, hang on. I don't know if this one's going to work. It's got a bit of the original stem left up in there. No, there we go. Never fear. Just trying to catch what you said then, Dan. Just really need that hot glue because these will just pull off. We don't want that. One to go. Now these may not be necessary and they also might be that little finishing touch that just finishes it off. Where you stop is totally like depicted on how busy you want something. I suggested covering the ice cream words, but hated suggesting it. Oh, what, for the theme? Well, no, because that's what I love. That's what I love. I don't want to cover the ice cream words because I love the whole idea of it being, tying in being a classical cake with a food sort of thing. And so I'm tying those together. So definitely, yeah, definitely I wouldn't have been interested in that suggestion. I would have been like, who suggested that? Now, I'm not going to put it in the middle. You probably think I would, but I'm not. 1, 2. I don't get 4 in because of the way that I've started those. Oh no, I might get 5 and it might go straight in the middle. I've either going to do 4, which is going around the outside. Oh no, this one's pale. How do I stuff that up? Pale, dark, pale, dark, pale. I'd have 2 pales together, so I won't. No worries, Karen. I'm just about finished, sweetie. I'm honestly just about finished. Honestly, it's going to fall down if it has any more on it. She's pretty full. Now, the only thing I had left was my my little fillers, and I don't know that I need them now. I will stick a stem on so I can have a look. She would have been sent to the naughty corner. Oh, you can suggest whatever you want, right? But if I don't want to do it, then it gives me an opportunity to explain why I wouldn't do that. From a design principle, and this is the hard thing, sometimes I'll say to people when they're trying to give me advice or whatever while I'm crafting, it's sometimes frustrating when, I come across that I'm getting frustrated because you don't know what I've got in my brain, and that's the process that I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to bring it to fruition of the image that I have in my brain or the aesthetic that I'm trying to work with. And sometimes you don't know that because maybe I haven't articulated that. Yeah, you love the explanation, exactly. And so, yeah, that's what I've got in my head of what I want to do. So I would not have covered the wording. Guys, I think I like that in there. I know it's busy. I know it's busy. If you don't like a really busy cake like this, then you would stop. But I really love the whimsy of this addition. And so I am going to put them in. Because you've got to remember, I've already got a couple little pieces there. See that? I just love the way that it does feel that and just brings that little airy feel to it. Just going to hold it where I've glued it down. I'm just going to go into around about here so I can bring my whimsy back out onto this side. And I probably could have cut that a bit more. I think that's it. I think that's it. Do you love that? And yes, I've managed to make an absolute mess. So any of these little bits, I do not throw them. I don't throw them because I can utilize them later. I have probably got too many cake pops at the back. I probably need to pluck that cake pop and find another rose. I might even take one of these hydrangeas off and put that in. Because that, oh, I was just going to say, I'm never going to get that out. Oh, I'm glad you love it. That makes me happy. This is really, really soft, but that's all right. I'm just going to try and get that in because I've already got that big hole in there. And I might be able to thread that. Oh, yep, there we go. Go in, little fella, go in. Trying to coax it. They just bend, eh? They just do not want to sit properly. And this doesn't have the opening up there. But I'm wondering if I cut that, is that solid? I'll probably regret this. It's not solid at all. There you go. Exactly. It is one of a kind. This is just a handmade specialty. There you go. You can cut them. That is not hollow. That's not solid. It's hollow. So you can get another stem in there. This is my jam, hey. This is my favorite thing to do. This is, I think, what I love about this sort of crafting too, is the fact that we can combine flower arranging, a really pretty, elegant piece with a fake bake piece as well. I just feel like we've got the best of both worlds. Just got to be careful. She's gone all the way down, but there's nothing I can do about that. But I just wanted to break that because I had 3 cake pops there. Hey, Betty. I had 3 cake pops there and they were just way too close. I love that. I absolutely love that. I think this is just showcased. I think it's beautiful. I think the colors are gorgeous. I think they're elegant. I think it's a really beautiful cake. Where's my cake turner now? What do I do with it? Now remember, I cannot take the cake off the base. And my base, I'm telling you right now, my lime green, if you've got soft clay, that's good. If you've got rubbery clay, use a different color maybe. Yeah, you love the color match. Because my green clay has definitely softened right down. It hasn't lost all shape, but it's definitely soft. And I'm going to have to wait for that to get really, really firm before I can remove it off my bake paper. Look at that. Isn't it just gorgeous, Denise? Just got that enough of the whimsy with the fake baking element in it. By using the cake pops, takes away that we haven't got too much ice cream in there, but we've still got the drippy element of the white icing, which gives you that feel of a little bit of the food element, as well as then we've just got some really gorgeous flowers. So you can combine, we've used air dry foam clay to stencil it. We've got air dry foam clay covering our styrofoam. To me, it's the best of both worlds, right? I hope you loved that. I hope you really enjoyed that, and I hope you love that. Oh, I'm really pleased that you think so. I love it. I think it's glorious. So we start off with 2 pretty ordinary styrofoam rounds that we've covered, and then you just let your imagination take over and create something absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm really happy with that, guys. Thank you, Deb. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to let you guys go. I will post a photo of that on Facebook tomorrow. I'm not really good on the posting on YouTube yet, but I will definitely get better. I'll have to try and do that. Goodbye. See you guys. I'm glad you love it, Joe. Everyone, take it easy, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, hang on. I can't reach. You're a long way away. Oh, don't do that either. You know why? Because I'll probably topple off the top of that little block of wood. See you, Donna. Yes. Got to add a title. Got to add a description. I've probably got to put a photo of it on there. All the work that one has to do. I know, it's just a drain, isn't it? Take care of yourselves, girls. Bye.